Ugh. Today's the day. We finally upgrade our case. I have a full case. I don't even know what brand this is. This is from like 20 years ago, but it's time. It's time to upgrade this because this is the only thing in my setup that looks like it's back from 1940s. We're gonna be upgrading it to the NZXT H6 Flow RGB case, also with 140 millimeter fans, not one, but two of them. Don't forget, we gotta make sure it looks good for the crib. So we gotta bring out the green PSU extenders. Oh yeah. We're gonna make this baby look real good. Why do I always gotta say baby? I think I'm ready. Are you? The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take all the pieces out of this case and clean every single one of them because we wanna make sure there's no dust coming from this one onto the new one. All right, let's make sure we put on some gloves. We got the screws off, now it's time to get the glass off. Take our pieces off one by one. All right, I think we got everything there. Now it's time to get the GPU out. On the ROG board, you actually get this little button here to be able to pull out the actual GPU, which is pretty cool. Makes it very easy to get GPU instead of going under there and needing to push the little button. We'll be cleaning these with my new air blower. We'll leave these here because all we're doing is just transferring this motherboard with most of these pieces right to the new case itself. Next step, we'll take out the power supply. And we're gonna start feeding the cables out of the case. Now we're gonna detach SSD off of this board. Old hard drive, that's why I keep it. All right. Now that we got the top off, we can actually take these off. All right, now that we got the AIO out, it's time to actually take the motherboard out. There we go. And now we're done with the case. All right, time to clean some nasty PC parts. Oh yeah. Yeah, this is the NZXT H6 Airflow case with RGB lighting. Comes with 3 fans already in it, and then it does not have the bottom fans, the 140 millimeter ones. That is why we got the 150 millimeter ZXT. We may need to add one at the back here, which I can take from the other case. All right, we're gonna put the 140 millimeter fans in first. Ooh, fits nice and snug. We're gonna be doing intake form where the air comes through the bottom into the case. All right, we got fan number 1 in. Get the second fan in. Now that we got the fans in, we're gonna work on putting the motherboard in here so we can start connecting some pieces. All right, let's get the actual motherboard seated. Now that we got the AIO and the motherboard on the new case here, now we're gonna work on getting the power supply in here and getting most of the components connected. The way we're gonna do that is we're gonna work on through the back. All right, the goal is to make sure all the cables from the power supply is mostly hidden back here, not viewable through the front. Now let's mount the hard drive. This is actually pretty nifty because this casing also holds a normal hard drive and an SSD. All right, now that we got the hard drive and SSD tied to this bracket, we're gonna put it back in here. Now it's time for the power supply. The graphics card, the hard drives, the motherboard. All right, now that we got the power supply nice and secure, that way it doesn't move out of there, we're gonna connect all the cables and get them situated. We got the cables through there, we can actually plug these in with some light. That's for all your USBs. Look at that, we're still clean. Can't barely see anything up here besides this big tube and a couple little wires feeding through the back. We're making these all green, so we're not going to be feeding this part out. We'll leave most of this back here while the green gets fed through. All right, we got 1. Got green. This will be for this extender. There we go. Got it. Now we got all the green cables. We're gonna feed them through the front and make it look nice and clean. All right, time to organize this. God, this is gonna look sexy. I'm so excited for this. Let's put the GPU in. Snap that right in, make sure it clicks. Make this one nice and straight. Put this off. All right, and that's it. We finished this build. This will be my personal build. I'll leave you guys with it all lit up. Before I do that, make sure to subscribe, comment below. Anything, any questions you have or any suggestions or whatever you might think that I might need to add to this. But if you don't know, I do run a business. It's called Crypt Creations PC Building. I'll leave all the links below. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. I'm looking to do a lot more builds and have fun with it. Appreciate you guys stopping by and watching me do the conversion from my old build to this build. And I'll see you guys on the next one.